Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Athletic Definition. My name is Coach Ray Z, and today I figured let's talk about one of the most trendy things that is going on in society right now that's sports related. And really, I don't know if majority of people even know what an NFT is. So I decided to talk about that. And just to kind of let you know, next week I will be having guests. I will be having a doctor on Thursday, and we're going to be going over fitness myths. And then on Friday, I'm going to have Carlos, who's a ultra runner. He's run 100 miles race and also into salsa dancing. Actually, this weekend, I believe he's running the Catalina 50 miler Avalon. So he can let us know how that race went. So it's exciting shows coming up next week. Be sure to tune in. And let's see here. Before I get started, this is not any sort of financial advice or investment advice. You gotta look into this further. However, this is something like I mentioned, very popular, very trendy right now. I hear about it on the news. If you know who Gary Vee is, he's an investor, and he talked about in more than one interview that if you are going to invest, the minimum you should do is look 30 hours of study time before you buy any sort of NFT. Uh, I'm going to say that that is 100% correct. I would say that where you could probably cut back on the hours is if you're going to buy a sports NFT. And I'll let you know why they're a little bit different in different ways. And it's usually because the project is being funded by people with money. And, that's usually when they can hire people that know what they're doing and the team won't disappear. And then you're stuck with an NFT project that never gets finished. And that might be a little too technical for everybody. So I'll try and keep it simple. I I heard of NFTs a few years ago, but like everybody, I think majority of people just kind of blew it off. And then I saw the Super Bowl. I saw the Kansas City Chiefs lose, and then like after that, I hear about this big deal that Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs, did, and he did an NFT deal, and it sold for $3.7 million. To me, I thought, wow, that's like the first kind of huge NFT deal that's going on. And really, it's the first time I heard NFT relating to sports. Prior to this, I just heard about how it's going to change the music industry and for artists. And then, Patrick Mahomes comes. And, prior to that, uh, Rob Gronk, he launched his own NFT, which I didn't know, but he launched his own NFT and he ended up getting $1.7 million. Now, uh, Mahomes ended up making more money out of the total NFTs, but he had one image sell for 248,688.49 cents or 135.69 ether, and Gronk's top card sold for 433,000. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty interesting. So I kind of let that go and just kind of keep hearing more and more about NFTs. And you know me, I love working out, and I also love fitness. So as I kept hearing more and more about different athletes and them dropping NFTs, I started really thinking about it. So an NFT, to kind of keep it simple, if you've ever collected a baseball card, if you've ever collected a magazine, not magazine, well, I guess you could collect some magazines. I got the magazine where Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant, and I got the magazine of Ultimate Warrior when he has both belts when he beat Hulk Hogan. So yeah, magazines could be collectors, but I was referring more to comics. If you've ever collected any of that, even dolls or certain trends, then you have an understanding of what an NFT is. It's some sort of memorabilia that you like, a digital memorabilia that you like. There's negatives and positives to everything, and I'll say one of the positives that I like is I don't want a lot of like junk. So something in the digital space that doesn't take up space where I have to dust underneath the trophy or put the baseball cards in protective sleeves and then have a and I wish I would have had them near me, but I don't. Stacks of baseball cards like this and sleeves or binders full of cards to protect them. I I keep them. I've thought about selling them, and I haven't yet. We'll see what happens. But as baseball cards started getting better, they used to just be on cheap plastic cardboard. Then they start getting on nice glossy paper, and the value of those cards went up, and the value of the older cards, except for the good players, uh, maintained or went up. Then later on, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but they came out with a very cool football cards. I remember seeing it, and you basically move the card like back and forth, and when you do that, a whole play would you would see it on the card, like the actual play, almost like an NFT now. How you see the whole play. I remember I saw a player take a kickoff and uh, take it for a touchdown, and you could see the whole play over and over on the card just by flipping it. And I thought, wow, that's very cool. And, cards are coming a long way. I'm no longer a collector, um, and as far as a fan, if you're a fan, more memorabilia, things like that, I could see why you would buy an NFT. Um, so comparing like an NFT being bought for sports where possibly there could be resale value, and if not resale value, just because you like it, you like this player. Just like I'm still planning to keep some of my cards, but not the ones of the players I don't like. I only want to keep the ones I like. And with something like that, it could be seen as an investment, or just know that you're going to buy it because you like it. It's like when you buy a baseball hat of your favorite team, or a football or a baseball, and you keep it in that trophy jar and no one gets to touch it, or that glass case. That's pretty much the same thing. Now the difference between that and what they're starting to do, at least with sports NFTs, they're giving you more more bang for your buck, and I like that. um, I was trying to look it up. I couldn't figure out who it was, but I know some Laker was gonna drop or already dropped an NFT where you get to like do a FaceTime call with them. You get to help them design some shoe, and then you get to go out with them during, I think, the All Star game, wear the shoes, and get a signed copy of the shoes that you helped co-create, and that's all part of the NFT. If you're a basketball fan, I think the NBA's jumped into the NFT game probably before I think major almost anybody else. I could be wrong. As I mentioned, this is not financial advice or tech advice. I'm just kind of going off what I've learned. So NBA came out with NFTs and you could buy them, and I missed it. I didn't even know. I don't know if I really would have bought one at the moment as well. If I don't go out and buy baseball cards, I don't know that I really would have bought one. But maybe just I probably would have done it just to learn. It's not easy to buy an NFT. Most people, I'm not saying it's difficult, but most people don't know how to buy an NFT. And most platforms, you can't buy it unless you're buying it with cryptocurrency. But the NFL and the NBA have a websites where you can use your regular debit card to buy or PayPal. You don't have to use cryptocurrency. So that makes it more convenient for the average person. I was reading that the NFL came out with their first NFT drop, I believe in November, and their first cards went sold for about $10, and now they're all worth $1,000. So for athletes and for sports teams, and definitely seems like there's a big market. I mean, this whole market's exploding, but I could see it now. It's going to be more like for individual rights and who gets what. Um, so, for example, now before in college, you didn't have the right to your name. You know, the NA, what is it? NA. I'm not really a big college person, but the college association was basically pocketing all the money, not giving any money. to student athletes who a lot of times by the rules could not even work a part-time job, but they would be struggling financially. Meanwhile, these colleges are just pocketing millions of money that a lot of it has to do with like football revenue, and they're just not letting the athletes get any of their percentage. And it's changed, so now college students can sell their image, and it's going to change the way recruiting is done and everything else. But it's good for the athlete that you should be able to start um, making money when you're in college. You can go out in a job and work full time and go to school. And so, well, why should they be prohibited? Plus, the NBA, the NFL, it's really tough. A lot of those people, a lot of those athletes won't make it. The average NFL is probably careers less than 3 years. So if you have a little time to make it in college and make some money, more power to you. So you can be the more set you are, the more better ideas you can come up with to be productive for society instead of coming up with schemes to like ruin things. And so then I was looking more into the basketball ones because they're the first ones that came out. I believe where you can buy it, I think it's called Top Shot, is the website that they came out. And then I learned about Kobe Bryant inspired NFTs, and I missed it. The drop was in October, and that um, outside of the sports world, I could say that there's a lot of NFTs that I see just being dropped with no value, and it might just be overhyped, and that is what could possibly cause like some sort of NFT bubble. But in the sports world, as I mentioned, it's different. There's no personal gain, according to the website for the Kobe Bryant NFTs. They were going to donate 100% of the proceeds to the Mamba and the Mambasita Foundation, and they got the blessing of the wife and the whole Kobe Bryant family. And it's supposed to provide the Mamba and Mambasita Foundation $2 to $3 million to keep it going. And I didn't get to check to see how much they actually raised, but knowing Kobe Bryant, how large he is, just not even in LA, but nationwide. When his death happened, I think we could see that he's a big NBA legend. So I definitely, I don't think I would have probably bought an NFT. I would have bought a Kobe NFT, but I don't know if I could have afforded. I'm sure they were pretty expensive. I didn't get into too much detail. And then continuing with basketball, Stephen Curry, so I can understand when um, people with a lot of money, NBA players, NFL players, spend 180,000 or 189,000 on an NFT that is not sports related, which is exactly what Stephen Curry did. He bought a it's a craze right now. It's the Bored Apes, and he bought it for $180,000. And I think after that, I think maybe Melo and Carmelo Anthony might have jumped on it. And so basically, it once something goes for that much, that I think the average person was buying it for like $25. So the prices went up, and that's the power of NFT. But then that you're taking a chance. But when it comes to like sports NFTs and maybe concert NFTs, Stephen Curry also has uh, an NFT, and with that you get shoes. And so a lot of these sport ones, you're getting like virtual tickets to the stadiums, or you're getting actual uh, not just virtual, but you're actually getting physical things mailed to your house, or you get to go to games. And I personally think it's a great idea as COVID and the pandemic advanced technology on us. I'm really interested to see, and I'll be doing other shows on this as well. I think I'll do it on how sports in the metaverse, but as uh, augmented reality, as virtual reality, and then the metaverse space all starts verging into one. Uh, there's some things that you can't beat the real thing in my opinion, but there's some things that I could see beneficial, and like with say virtual reality, it's like you can't afford to sit courtside, but with this you can be really close, or maybe you have some you're really sensitive. You can't go out, because of the pandemic or whatever, and you still want to enjoy a game. That's a great alternative to do it. Same thing for boxing. You can be at seats and see it from different perspectives that you never could before. If you're injured and you're doing something like very technical, like let's say jujitsu, and the only way you can kind of go through it through your mind is to virtually do it. Uh, I think that's cool and innovating, and it'll be something that's great. I don't want to see where people just start. Oh well, I could just train jujitsu or learn how to play basketball or anything like that virtually the whole time, where they're actually not physically doing it and think that they can replicate uh, something like that. And who knows? But it's too early right now. And so the NBA, the NFL, they have NFTs. The NHL did. Now there's even chess. If you consider chess a sport, they have chess NFTs. Um, they they signed with the same company that UFC did. UFC signed a deal with I think it's crypto, the same people that do crypto.com. And according to this article by, let's see here, this is by, now I can't see it. I can't tell on this one. But according to this article, it says that the UFC fighters will get 50% revenue of NFT sales. And that's good. 50% is good. It's very interesting because, like, I know that the NFL, after, like, are they doing teams? Because I know they're doing teams, but then how does Patrick Mahomes individually get to do his uh, NFT, and somehow including the images of Kansas City? So that's where I'm wondering, like, how does the NFL want to handle that? They can still make money through the teams because they send as soon as that happened, they let the whole NFL know not to make deals individually with companies, to wait for them. And then UFC has always been known on average to pay the fighters the least amount. In fact, I think they're being sued. It's a quite a big lawsuit from what I read. And so it's nice that they are actually giving them 50%, because I believe they own the rights and likeness to their image while they're fighting in UFC. And so I wanted, now this next one, I got it from the sportsgrill.com, and this is from September of 2021. But you know how quickly things change. So these are the top 15 most expensive sports NFTs up to so far right now. And we'll start off with number 15. It's Michael Jordan Signed Dreams Team Ball. It went for $1.06 million. And when it comes to NFT and the rights to NFT, this is where you have to study because there's all kinds of things you have to look into. What type of rights do I have exactly on that image and things like that. So you want to be careful. They're called smart contracts. So on the smart contract, you want to make sure you read everything. After that, it says Glitch Kicks Trophy Room Chicago, and that went for 1.08 million. And I'm not even sure what that is. Oh, I guess it was original Air Jordan sneakers. Elevate, I think that's what it was. Then it says AC Milan. I know that's a soccer team. That went for 1.08. That was number 13. Then they have Beastly Ballers Dragon, which I don't know how that's sports related, or I'm not sure who that is, but it went for 1.08 million. Then Kobe Bryant's last tweet went for $1.9 million as an NFT. Mookie Betts, legendary, went for $2.05 million. Action Jackson Sports Card went for $2.08 million, and that's number 9. Aaron Judge Legendary went for what? Yeah, $2.129 million. Alex Morgan Legendary went for the same price. That's number 7. And then Nifty Dodge Low Taylor went for 2.1 million, and I'm not even sure who that is as far as sports. I'll have to look into that. Rare Diego Maradona, soccer player. Uh, his went for at number five, 4.3 million. Number four is Michael Jordan Sports Punk, and that went for 5.06 million. Then number three, it says it is Jamal Lions Only Gold Ultimate went for $19.1 million. Number two went for the MLB Brett Gardner, which went for 21.28 million. And the number one NFT sold so far as of looks like it's LeBron James statue, and that went for $21.6 million. So as you could see, there's uh, it's just starting. It's something new. It's something that um, who knows what the future will hold. It looks like there'll be a lot of different packages that you can get now as far as a sports fan, meet and greet, FaceTimes, getting to play athletes one on one, on horse. There were so many as I looked it up, and as a fan, I think that's great. And the only thing I recommend for you is to look into it. Uh, I don't know how this will affect the everyday athlete. I would like for the everyday athlete to be able to profit off this somehow, make money. I'm definitely going to be working on that, and always trying to look out for the just the average guy who loves sports and loves working out and is hustling and grinding all the time and training, and that deserves a spotlight. So I'll see what I could come up with and share it with everybody. In the meantime, if you are interested in getting your own website, an NFT website, you can click on the fortune cookie and go to Unstoppable Domains, and you can get $10 off with my referral link. And me, I started dabbling with learning how to do websites a couple years ago. I've always been into like just computers, but not really like programming. I was always kind of into like the algorithm and SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. Uh, Even before it was like popular, I just and I was always into like because I did social media marketing for a gym, so I was always into trends and social media. And I remember many years ago, I heard Gary Vee talking about if you're going to spend so much time on your phone, on the internet, why don't you find a way to make money? And after that, I started thinking of social media in a different way and thinking, how can I make money on it? Because I'm not going to spend less time on it, I can tell. So let me find a way how to make more money off it. So it's not like I have any sort of computer backgrounds or anything like that. But I already built my own NFT website already. I have athletic definition up, and the most expensive. So I'll tell you a couple of things that I do know. Right now, if you go and buy a regular website, you're actually kind of leasing your name. It's not your name to keep in however long you making a deal with .com or .net to rent that name for. That's how long and how much you pay for it, and that doesn't include your hosting fee. On Web3, which is the metaverse internet, on that one, you pay one time, at least right now, for your website, and it's yours forever. There is no hosting, nothing like that. I already have my. I have more. I ended up getting more than one website because, as I mentioned, it's more affordable now, the way I see it, to get more than one website this way, never have to pay hosting, pay my one flat fee, and use it for SEO, than having to go through the .com hosting and all this other stuff. Besides that, another benefit you get with it is if you want to start dabbling into NFTs, instead of having many different wallets, you can, for example, give your name of your site, and people, it doesn't matter what currency it is, they can send it to you and you can receive it. So, for example, if someone wanted to send me some cryptocurrency, some Bitcoin, some Ether, you could go ahead and send it over to athleticdefinition.nft. And that's pretty much it. So if you are interested, you get $10 off a website that you'll get to keep forever. Uh, and as far as there's way other benefits, but I'm trying to keep it as non-techy and just kind of trying to keep it into sports. As I started researching this, I got to meet more people, and I read people's articles, so I'll be reaching out to people, looking to get some experts and see what they could talk to us about, maybe some early drops of what's going on in the sports world, what kind of benefits we get, and things of that nature. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is the first time kind of trying this type of show, and um, I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Coach Ray Z. This has been Athletic Definition. Till next week on Thursday and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time zone. On Thursday, I will have a doctor. We will be going over fitness myths. Uh, and then on Friday, I will have uh, Carlos, the Salsa Ultra Runner. And more surprises to come. So thank you everybody for your support. This has been Coach Ray Z, Athletic Definition. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.